The Grand Canyon is best known for its awesome grandeur and beauty. Scientists use rocks to figure out how old places like the Grand Canyon are. Yes, they can tell how long the Grand Canyon has been around by looking at the different layers of rocks in its walls. In this video, we will tell you about something that was just recently discovered by researchers at the Grand Canyon that no one was ever supposed to witness. Let's start without further delay. The Grand Canyon is tricky because the rocks in its walls seem to be missing a large part of the picture. A man named John Wesley Powell noticed several layers of rock missing from the Grand Canyon walls in 1869. The walls are missing more than 1 billion years of rock. In some places, rocks that are 1.4 to 1.8 billion years old have been found. There are many theories about why parts of the canyon's rocks were washed away, but no one knows for sure why so much of the canyon's history is lost. This is called the Great Unconformity, and it has only been found in a few places. The Great Unconformity is a factor in figuring out how old the Grand Canyon is. Since the rocks can't be properly dated, scientists can only guess how old the Grand Canyon is. Some say the canyon is only 5 to 6 million years old, while others say it is 70 million years old. Many people are surprised by the idea that there are cursed objects in the Grand Canyon. This is where everything began. In 1879, Don McGuire met Emma Lee as he crossed the Colorado River on his way through Arizona. Lee gave McGuire some of his necessities in exchange for a beautiful Navajo blanket, but she warned him about its sinister history. According to the woman, the cursed blanket brought nothing but bad luck to her husband before he died too soon. McGuire, who didn't believe in superstitions, left the canyon the next day. However, over the next 2 years, he wrote about 100 bad things that stopped happening after he lost the blanket. Myths about cursed Native American artifacts are common at the Grand Canyon. In fact, park rangers often get letters from tourists asking them to return stolen religious items. According to park rangers, people always say the same thing, that they've had bad luck, plagues, and other illnesses since dealing with the artifacts. Is this true or just a common urban legend? Maybe we'll never know. Skeletal remains are often found in different parts of the Grand Canyon. The Coconino County Sheriff's Office is very busy, so the county set up the Cold Case Squad to look into strange disappearances, unattended deaths, murders, and identity remains. One of the murders the team is looking into happened on the north rim of the Grand Canyon in 1975. All that was found, there was a bloody suit with 36 stab wounds, which the sheriff's office thinks belonged to a woman who was killed by members of the Outlaws, a motorcycle gang. The official number of people who died in the Grand Canyon is not known. It's not surprising that there have been many stories of ghosts in the Grand Canyon. The Wandering Woman is one of the most famous ghosts said to live there. In the 1920s, she killed herself in the North Rim Lodge after finding out that her husband and son had died in a hiking accident. According to legend, the lodge burned down in 1926, but it has been rebuilt many times since then. North Kaibab trail workers have seen her wearing a white robe with small flowers on it. She always has a scarf wrapped around her neck. She was waiting at the doorway to a forest ranger's apartment when a shocked ranger saw her. Another young ranger remembers hearing sobbing outside his cabin one night and thinking it was another ranger who had just gotten bad news. The next night, the same wailing drove him outside to the trailhead, where he saw a white shimmer of light moving down the path, which he said looked like a woman's cloak. He stood there and watched and listened until it was no longer visible. The next day, he told another ranger what had happened, and he was told that he had seen the Wandering Woman. Did you know that there's a hotel in the Grand Canyon where people go just to catch a glimpse of something? When it opened in 1905, the Altova Hotel, which was just 6 meters and 20 feet from the South Rim, was the height of luxury. Since then, scared guests have told stories of ghostly apparitions and vowed never to return to the haunted hotel. One of the hotel's hallmark mysteries is a flat, unobtrusive headstone with the words Pearl A. Ward, 1879 to 1934, just feet from the front doors. During the last 100 years, many tourists and staff members have said they saw a black-clad figure walk from the stairwell to the grave and then disappear into the woods. A well-dressed older man on the third floor is another disturbing but well-known presence. Over the years, people have said that the man invited them to the hotel's annual holiday party. However, the canyon secrets involve more than just ghosts. Some of the strangest suicide attempts have been made in the Grand Canyon. After watching the movie, Patricia Estofo, age 36, tried to drive her car off the edge of the canyon. Thelma and Louise's preparations paid off more than 50 times when the car's suspension got caught in a rock outcropping. Patricia jumped over the cliff's edge, but she fell and hit a rock 6 meters below. She crawled to the edge, bloodied and hurt, and rolled off, falling to her death. People driving their cars down the canyon's rim are surprisingly common. In 2009, George Chirek checked out of the El Tova Hotel and then drove his car over the south rim. Another interesting thing about the Grand Canyon is its caves. So far, slightly more than 300 caves have been found, but geologists think there may be as many as 1,000 caves in the canyon. What stories or treasures could these caves hold? Many people have asked this question about the whole conspiracy. In 1909, the Arizona Gazette wrote about a group of explorers. The Smithsonian explorers were said to have found a strange network of vast caves. They said that 50,000 people could live happily in the caves. The artifacts were nothing like what the Native Americans had. People were very interested in this story because the objects looked Tibetan or Egyptian. And there is a rumor that there is an underground Egyptian city in the Grand Canyon. On the other hand, it has no records of any of the explorers mentioned in the article and no artifacts from the expedition. There's no doubt that the Grand Canyon will continue to baffle explorers and scientists for years to come. Its size means that we have probably only scratched the surface when it comes to the canyon's mysteries. That's it for today. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to share and press the bell icon for more regular updates.